Okay, we had the Linux, we had the Apache, we had the PHP, but we're missing the MySQL. So let's do that. Apt-Get install mysql-server. All right, yes, please. So there's going to be a few things here. So it's going to stop us here and say, hey, what did you want your root password to be? So it's important that your root password is something that's not easy for someone to guess, right? So I don't think I really have to elaborate on that. But for my case, I'm just going to use a blanket password. That doesn't matter. Okay, great. So now we have MySQL Server installed. So if I do mysql space -u root -p, it should ask me for a password. Oh, is it lowercase u? Yes. Okay, cool. So now I'm in here. So show databases. Boom. I have SQL installed. Now, even though I kind of have my LAMP stack sort of installed, it's not really fully integrated together. So since I have PHP on here, I want to be able to use PHP and MySQL together. So we're going to install php-mysql. So this will allow me to connect to the MySQL database through PHP. Awesome. Now I'm going to install just a couple of other things that I like to install. And, you may or may not find these useful. We'll do php-curl because using curl in PHP is it's a pretty good feature. And you do use it quite a bit. At least I believe that you probably would. So we already have php-mysql installed. Let's do mcrypt so that we can do some encryption functionality. Now this tutorial is not going to go over this stuff, but again, I want to make sure to leave you with a server that you can make some use out of. I also want to install php 7.0-mcrypt. Okay, so I guess doing mcrypt already installs that. Great. And then next I want to install php 7.0-xml. Awesome. This will allow you to do XML parsing and that kind of stuff in PHP, which again, it's something that you're going to be running across when you build your web apps. And then I think for some backwards compatibility, we can run this, which is the same thing, it's just I'm not specifying a version. All right, so let's clear my screen. And I want to enable a couple of modules on here. I'm going to enable mcrypt, so php enable mod. So that's enmod, mcrypt. Nice. Next, I want to enable some Apache mods. So we'll do Apache 2 enmod rewrite so that we can do pretty URLs or, nice, pretty URLs. Again, I'm not going to be worried about that in this, but maybe in a later tutorial, I can say, go back and install the LAMP stack and then come back and we'll pick it up from here. Kind of saves me time later, right? So after I enable that, I'm going to enable SSL so that we could set up an SSL site on this server if we want to. I'm also going to add headers. Now, I think that we may actually go over some of this stuff. So we'll add headers. And then at this point, I'm going to do a service Apache 2 restart. And now everything should come up nice and pretty. Very cool. Very, very cool. All right, so let's go to, let's create a MySQL database here.